Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. You don't even want to know about the day I had today, okay? I'm gonna spare you the tears. I'm gonna spare you the 5 minutes. But if you notice different things in today's video, it's because my computer at a lovely like 9:30 in the morning, I'm researching stocks. I'm making some trades in the trading community. Link down below in the description of today's episode if you want to come join it. My computer crashed 6 times in less than an hour. A crash, 1 or 2 a day, pretty normal. But yeah, the whole thing took a dump. So I'm still trying to figure out my old settings for like the mic. I know it sounds a little off. It doesn't sound right. So we're still trying to figure some things out. And visually things might look a little different. But we're back. We're back. And we're gonna spread the info in today's episode. There are some things you need to know specifically for Tesla. If you did not know, Tesla launched a cheaper Model 3 and a Model Y today. But they're actually gonna have an event later tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And or at least that's what it's looking like at this moment. And there's some speculation that there could be some other announcements that will be announced, and we'll talk about that in today's episode. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, and again, check that link out down below in the description of this episode to come join the trading community. With that said, let's get started. First things first, at the time of recording this video, as the markets are literally about to close, Tesla stock is down 3.4% today. Now, you should keep in mind that the S&P is down 0.36%. NASDAQ is down around a half of 1%. IWM was one of the worst indexes today, down about 1%. So there is some broader market pressure taking place. So I think you want to give it a little bit of time to let the news marinate of these cheaper Teslas, okay? But the initial reaction did seem a little negative. I'm not sold that it's actually a negative, and I do think people want to see what this event later tonight is going to be like. It's kind of weird. It's almost like a rumor at this point, not a rumor. It's very weird, okay? So basically what has happened in the last 48 hours, or what did happen, is Tesla put out teasers of their new products, okay? These cheaper vehicles, great. But a company called Archer Aviation put out a teaser as well that featured the Cybercab, that featured Optimus, and that got a lot of people potentially excited for a partnership with Tesla. What could come out of that, like literally a new venture from Tesla. And this was kind of the speculation. Here is the actual teaser, right? Literally the Optimus bot, Cybercab, blah blah blah. So people are like, okay, there's going to be some kind of partnership. Well, nothing so far on this, but there is speculation that maybe tonight we actually could get a partnership announced. So here you can see it says here that Grok reports the Tesla product release event today is at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it says here again, yes, the Tesla product unveil is scheduled for today at 8 p.m. Reiterating that again. So I haven't seen anything directly from Tesla on this, but there could be some news coming out late tonight, okay? And this was part of the teaser that had people kind of excited that there could be a partnership with Archer Innovation or Archer Aviation, okay? Well, it doesn't. This looks like the rim to one of the cheaper, lower priced Teslas. So we'll see what happens and what's actually announced, but we could get more news later tonight. So here you can see the big news for Tesla today. Tesla has officially unveiled the Model 3 and Model Y Standard, their new, more affordable models. The Model Y Standard rear-wheel drive starting price of $40,000, up to 321 miles of range, 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds, 69 kilowatt hour battery, one less battery module, available in the US only, available in 3 exterior paint colors with some added charges for additional options. There's differences. Okay, you could still get FSD on this, but basically it's a stripped down Model Y. And the Model 3 standard rear wheel drive is basically a stripped down Model 3, and you're actually not losing much. Okay, starting price for the Model 3 standard rear wheel drive, $36,990, up to 321 miles of range. Now, I don't think these are like EPA rated yet. The numbers could ultimately come down, but on face value, it doesn't look terrible. Now, Wall Street, they might look at this and say, crap, this cannibalizes the Model 3 and the Model Y. It just means people are going to opt to get the cheaper vehicle, and they're only available in the US, so it wouldn't be like a total global cannibalization kind of thing. But that's where some of the negative reaction comes from. I said on this channel yesterday that you would want to see maybe a different vehicle entirely, something that looks a little different. That would be good. And you can see the wheels here just look like that teaser, right? So I think some people were a little excited that Tesla may get into like air mobility, right? And it's kind of weird. Archer Aviation puts a Optimus bot, a cyber cab in one of their promotional videos. That may not be illegal, but that is very deceptive to not get a news or a partnership or anything like that. Very, very deceptive. Okay. So again, could we still get news? Yes, but yeah, just be on the lookout later tonight. So that was the biggest piece of news today, but we also got FSD V14 that launched about 12 hours ago. And some of the initial reactions to it are, well, people are impressed. Sawyer Merritt says here, quote, "For a while, I thought that FSD V14 wasn't going to blow my mind because FSD V13 has performed so well for me. I was wrong, very wrong. FSD V14 is blowing my mind right now. For the first time ever, I can select my home as the destination and the car parks itself when I arrive. FSD V14.1 automatically finds a parking spot and parks perfectly. No longer do you have to take over once you arrive at your destination. Also, when you start your trip, FSD now starts much faster than before, like immediately. The best part, FSD V14.1 remembers your preferences for arrival options and your preferred parking positions for each destination." So definitely some differences. Visuals definitely look like they're a little bit better as well. Elon Musk says today that many more Tesla self-driving V14 improvements are still to come, but wide rollout of V14.1 has begun. 14.2 rolls out in a few weeks, and then 14.3 a few weeks later, depending on safety testing. There is so much change that we are carefully confirming each one. And by popular request, free Tesla FSD transfer is available in Europe until the end of this year. Tesla and XAI have partnered with Disney to combine XAI's advanced AI technology and X's real-time platform with Disney's Tron universe. Tesla's Optimus humanoid robots will engage guests with dynamic human-AI interactions and distribute theater concessions. Quote, "On October 6th, the red carpet experience invites Tron-era stars including Jared Leto, Greta Lee, Evan Peters, and Jeff Bridges to create a Tron version of themselves. Attendees will have their photo captured and interact with an XAI-generated Tron model via iPad, choosing pre-scripted prompts to create custom avatars. These avatars, instantly shareable on X, will be displayed on a massive digital screen as if mingling with guests on the red carpet, seamlessly merged physical and digital worlds." Night Peak Energy has announced commercial operations of its 75,150 megawatt, 300 megawatt hour Tesla Megapack battery energy storage system in Brazoria County, Texas. Now, in option activity today from hedge funds and institutions, you have 260 different trades totaling $179.39 million with a positive order value of 80%. Now, over the past week, you've had 2,311 different trades totaling $3.56 billion with a positive order value of 89%. Now, short sellers have covered about 1.5 million shares today. You have an estimated short interest of free float at 2.96%, $37.71 billion sold short in Tesla stock. Currently, 83.19 million shares sold short. But guys, I mean, the stock right now on this is down 4.5%. You're selling off into the last couple of minutes of trading here. And again, we were hopeful that this would be more than just a new product launch. Tesla actually, you know, maybe having a partnership with Archer Aviation, you know, to develop like flying taxis, right? To partner with them. There was a lot of speculation on that, and I think rightfully so. So we got to strip down Model 3 and Model Y. It doesn't seem like that's going to be boosting Tesla deliveries very much, making them slightly more affordable. But what it's really just going to do is someone that wanted to get, you know, a base Model 3 before now has a cheaper option. The same person that was going to buy a vehicle regardless is now just going to buy a cheaper one. Now, do these cheaper models have better margins, or what's the deal behind that? We don't know. So just getting a stripped down Model 3 and Model Y is not seen as great news for Tesla. It's just not. Now, is it news that's worthy of a massive decline in Tesla's stock? No, right? Absolutely not. It just doesn't change much for Tesla. We were hoping to get something a little bit more unique, even maybe not as much range, right? Give us something just different, okay? We just did not get that. Gary Black says Tesla's introduced new lower price Model 3 and Model Y trims at 13% and 11% discounts off the premium Model 3 and Model Y trims respectively. These are not new models or form factors. They are merely lower price trims of the current models using the moniker standard. The standard M3 is priced at $36,990 versus $42,490 for the premium Model 3. The standard Model Y is priced at $39,990 versus $44,990 for the Model Y Premium. Given that this is just a new trim and does not offer news, our conviction is higher that this will not lead to incremental volume growth, but instead cannibalize the higher priced trims, right? That's the consensus that Wall Street is getting out of this. Whether that's going to be true or not is to be determined. Now, good news is Tesla's stock is morphing into an AI company. So really, like, do deliveries matter that much for Tesla anyways? I don't think so at this point. I think the big mover for Tesla's stock is really just going to be AI, robotaxis, Optimus progress. But this doesn't help Tesla's stock. But I'm not convinced that it hurts Tesla all too much either. I think if today wasn't such a risk-off day, like the NASDAQ wasn't down 0.5%, Russell wasn't down 1%, Tesla wouldn't have reacted as negatively. It still would have sold off a bit, but maybe not as bad as it did. Peter here on X says cloth seats, no panoramic roof, manual vents, no ambient lighting, no premium sound, no quiet ride, but hey, you saved $5,000. WTF are we doing, Tesla? So yeah, it's hard to explain this one, but I actually think it's good news that, let me rephrase this. I don't think it's good news the stock is selling off because people don't like to see that, but it's a wake-up call for Tesla at the very least. Like, now Tesla knows, yeah, Wall Street, investors, buyers, they want something unique. Right? We don't want to strip down Model 3 or Model Y. I don't know if Elon and Tesla thought this was going to be like a positive catalyst for Tesla, something good. Keep in mind, Elon wants the stock as high as possible now that he has a new compensation package, right? Let's just throw that out there. He wants the stock as high as possible to, hit his tiers for the compensation package. Highly incentivized to get the stock higher. So seeing this reaction, I don't think the Tesla management team is going to be too happy with this one. Now, again, Grok says we have a event tonight. Tesla hasn't confirmed that. Might be some kind of surprise event. I don't know. Maybe there's going to be a partnership with Archer Aviation after all. I don't know, but we'll be on the lookout. But again, conclusion here, this does not kill the Tesla story by any means. This does not kill the stock in the near term, but it's not a positive catalyst to get the stock to move higher either. Donald Trump says today in broader market news that not all furloughed workers will get back pay. He says, quote unquote, it depends. So that could be some of the uneasiness that Wall Street felt today is, well, if people don't get back pay, they're just going to get behind on, like, that's a problem, right? People start to get behind on bills. They're already struggling. If people don't get back pay, yeah, that's just not a good situation economically to be in. Canada's Trade Minister LeBlanc says Canada hopes to conclude deals in these sectors quickly and then extend agreements to other sectors later. Canadian government minister in charge of trade with the U.S. says principal areas for potential U.S.-Canada trade deals would be steel, aluminum, and energy. And he says that U.S.-Canada trade talks were successful, positive, and substantial. Elon Musk reshared this from Zach today that says FSD V14.1 has exceeded my expectations so far. 3.0 intervention drives done. Going to try parking lots now. Feeling some robo-taxi vibes here. U.S. Energy Department is considering revoking nearly $1.1 billion in grants for GM and Stellantis for auto plant retooling. U.S. House Speaker Johnson says that furloughed workers are entitled to back pay. He said this speaking to reporters. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, says government shutdown won't hurt markets. He called the U.S. government shutdown a bad idea, but said it's unlikely to derail the stock market long term, which is obvious. Trump says, quote, I will comment in 4 to 5 days on layoffs. And he says that he is getting calls from Democrats that are now wanting to meet. Trump says a deal with Canada will include dairy and everything else. Trump says that Schumer is incapable of making a deal to end the shutdown. Trump says that he will meet China's President Xi in a few weeks in South Korea. And Donald Trump says today that we are very close to making a deal on the Middle East. Trump says today that I think Canada will be very happy on tariffs. Fed Kashkari says if the Fed drastically lowers rates, I would expect the economy to have a burst of high inflation. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says consumers are okay now, but a recession could happen in 2026. Also reported today per Fortune that seasonal hiring in the retail industry is poised to fall to its lowest level since the 2009 recession. And now what really hurt the markets in the beginning of the trading day today was the New York Fed survey. And I'm just going to read some of these headlines. It says, in September, households marked down future financial situation expectations. In September, households upgraded view on personal finances. So one good, one bad. September household spending expectations cooled. It says labor market expectations lost ground. September 3-year ahead expected inflation is unchanged at 3%. But 5-year ahead inflation, or expected inflation, came in at 3% versus August 2.9%. So there was some good, some bad. But as we're not really getting much data right now or any data coming out, Wall Street kind of holds on to whatever we get. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on all of this down below in the comments section. Hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Check that link out down below in the description of this video as well to come join the trading community. With that said, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.